Alright, hey guys, welcome to part 11. This is going to be the first intermediate part, so that's why it's called first intermediate. Simple. It's not too hard. You could probably be done pretty quickly on the fly. The only reason we're doing this part is because it is kind of complicated. Not like really, but there's multiple ways to do this part. As always, we could start from the top view and extrude up the 10 and then draw on this surface and extrude up a rectangle and then use some fillets to get the rounded parts. Really, we could round it off in the image ahead of time, and then we'd have to just use the fillets for C here and then make our hole cuts. So let's think about this before we get started. What's probably the fastest way? Drawing from the front view this rectangular profile and then the circle in it and extruding out is probably the fastest way because we can cut a cutout and we can cut a fillet. So let's try it like that. Let's double check our origin point. It's at the very center. So we have to go mid-plane on this. Excuse me. Okay. New part. Oh, not a new drawing. Sorry about that. New part. There we go. Let's bring this back up and delete that sheet. Okay, we're in our part. We've got our millimeter set. All right, sorry, dog just freaked out, so I had to step away again for a second. Sorry. Where were we? We were going to sketch on the front plane that profile, and we're going to see what we can do here. Let's see. Origin was at the very bottom flat, so it's probably best to make let's see. Yeah, let's do it like this. Come across, let me come across, and then we do a rounded bit. Yep, and then we come down and across. And we line everything up nice and neat like. Okay, let's select the midplane of this and the origin to make them coincident, so that's cool. Let's take this and make it vertical, right? Okay, cool. Some simple things that we can do. I think we knew the distance from the bottom to the top was 60. Let's think about that. How do we achieve that best? We do that and then put the radius of 25. Is that correct? I don't believe it is. Mainly because it's 60 to this, not the tangency of this. Let's maybe just check that from here. Yeah, see, our distance is 85. We don't like that. That's not right. Maybe we can grab the top of this. Can we grab the top of this midpoint? Oh, look at that. We can. Cool. I like that a lot. That's awesome. I actually didn't know we could do that. That's totally new to me. So you can grab the midpoint of a circle and relate it to something else. Let's make these collinear. And then I believe this distance technically wasn't A. It was A to the center points of an arc. So let's make this 100. And we could have put on our global variables here. I haven't yet, mainly because I think I'm only going to use one of them. And we can choose which ones to use. I think we're only going to use C. And I think it was radius. How do we do that? Let's just do 25 and let's see what we get. Okay. So we have our bell-ish feature. Let's extrude that from the mid-plane. And I think it was 50. Cool, I think that's most of our shape here. Let's double check here. We said C was a radius of 25, so that's 50. That's why we extruded 50. We said B was from top to bottom, which was 60. So cool, we got that in there. And we did program C in because we have multiple radiuses that are going to go to that. Maybe just not yet, but we do. And we knew this one was 10 because of this. Okay, I think we got most of it down. Let's go back into this and see if we can do one more thing, though. Let's edit this sketch. Let's put a circle in here. I think this was 12.5, so it's going to be 25. And if we do that, you see how the hole shows up because the sketch was solidified around the sketch? this was what we were doing. This is an open hole. So like I mentioned, we were able to take away a feature there. So let's think about this. If we have this distance here as 100, and we had two 25 radiuses, that's going to be 25 out. So that's why I kind of wanted to wait on that. Because now we know this is technically 150. Then, let's check this out. Our fillet tool, which we learned last time, let's hit 4 fillets. We're not going to hit the faces, we're going to hit the edges here. 1, 2, excuse my sniffling, I'm still a little stuffy from my sickness. 3, 4, and let's put those at 25 because that was the radius. Look at that. Cool. Now, sorry, my dog lost his mind, so I had to pause it real quick there. Okay, back to it. Now on to the 2 circles here. We just had a couple circles here. I think they were center pointed at these. Let's put in 25 because I think they were both. If you could find the center point of this arc, coincident to that. Let's double check though in our distances. How far are these apart? They have to be 100. That is awesome. Yeah, it sometimes works out really well, sometimes doesn't. Depends on the designer. I do try to make these easy, but not like too easy. They're right out of the book, but the numbers are rounded, and I try to make the processes easy for you guys. All right, let's put this in ISO and double check that we have everything down. Oh, not that button. ISO. Let's go to our, I thought we closed this. All right, it looks good. We confirmed that A was 100. That was the distance between the 2 center points of the circles. We confirmed it was this tall, so we definitely have that. We put that edge in before. All of these were a 25. Yeah, I think we're spot on, and our origin is oddly at like the back center, isn't it? Yeah, cool. Good work, guys. If we have any questions on this one, let me know. First intermediate part, we used all stuff that we had done before. This time we just kind of implemented them a little differently, and you could see those different implementations. And that's where I'm actually gonna, I don't know how long I can pull up the book here, but this is the image in the book. I know I get like copyright if I do a certain thing, so you can pause there if you want to. But that's kind of how they showed a lot in the book. You can see the dimensions were different. You can see how they explain it on the left and the ISO on the right. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. If anyone needs the book, let me know. I do have methods of getting it. You can comment or just let me know to DM, and we'll talk, and I'll show you where to get the book. I'm not saying it's free. I'm not saying it costs money, but you can get your hands on it pretty easily from the internet, and then you can utilize it to learn alongside my videos, or just read through the book. That's literally what my teacher did in class. Was like, do part 3 from the book and turn it in, and if you did it right, you did it right. And I'm not going to really explain how to do it. If you have any questions, stay after. Bye. So I'm kind of walking you through it, and you could stay after with him, and he would walk you through the part. But for the majority of class, he kind of assumed that a lot of people where they knew what they were doing and they just wanted to go home and do other stuff. So awesome, good work, guys. Appreciate it. Let's put this in its material. I think we said cast iron on this one. Cast iron. I don't remember being gray cast iron, but that's fine by me. I don't really care all that much. We could do gray cast iron. Thanks, guys. If you guys have anything, leave them in the comments. Appreciate you stopping by and checking out the video. Sweet.